What's up guys, BltzZ here today bringing you another video. Yesterday some massive, and I mean massive leaks came out from GeForce Now and was reported on heavily. Titles such as Final Fantasy 9 Remake, Tactics Remaster, Chrono Cross Remaster were among many others as listed. I mean alongside God of War, Uncharted, and Horizon, which we already know are coming to PC and have been confirmed to. So today, Nvidia decided to make a statement and acknowledge that the leaks and lists were in fact true. However, now they are stating that the titles listed are just speculation. I mean guys, really, if they hadn't said anything, people could have just written this off like most of you probably are in the comments below. But they're expecting us to believe that titles specifically like Final Fantasy 9 Remake, Chrono Cross Remaster, or Tactics Remaster are things they were speculating as placeholders. That just doesn't make any sense to me, especially when you have a bunch of other titles that have already been confirmed in that same list. Unless you had inside information on what's to come and, got caught in some dookie. So now you're trying to do some damage control, which to me makes a hell of a lot more sense. Especially when you look deeper into the list and find Fable and Contraband, two Xbox games listed with their secret code names, which were officially confirmed from people within the Microsoft community. So now we're just speculating and guessing correctly about AAA title games' secret code names, right? I mean, who knows? We're talking about Nvidia, the same company who released the 3080 Ti and made it more expensive than the 3080 and somehow less powerful. I guess they speculated that the Ti would bring in more buyers regardless. Well, that actually is kind of true though. But really though, if your speculations are that specific, who are you trying to convince otherwise? All of this has me thinking about Final Fantasy 9 and what it could be in terms of the design behind the word remake. With Final Fantasy 7, the budget is much higher, and expectably so, since they have the whole compilation of Final Fantasy 7 and want to continue to expand the world and characters' lore. But with Final Fantasy 9, I think a one-for-one remake suits it a little bit better. Final Fantasy 9's battle system allows 4 players to be on one team's field. I don't think this will translate well over into an action RPG style of thing, such as what they did with Remake's 3-team combat in ATB. 4 characters to switch through also requires some massive overhaul on the way your level design works and also map design. But let's be real, that's not stopping games like Tales of Arise where you have 8 party members to happily cycle through. But that dialogue clash between everyone is... Dance to the wind, yeah, he eat my dust, eat my art, really something special. Also, in terms of the graphics, I can't imagine them doing hyper-realistic graphics, such as what they did with Final Fantasy 7 Remake Part 1. Final Fantasy 9 Zidane and Quino's models in a hyper-realistic style could very well be a thing of nightmares. But I really don't think they have to go that ham with it. Just make it a little bit more modernized, if you know what I mean. With Final Fantasy 7 Remake's team being busy at work with Part 2 and other titles, it makes sense as to why Final Fantasy 8 Remake was not announced before Final Fantasy 9, because Nojima is also busy with, Final Fantasy 7 stuff. Since all of those devs are currently busy or tied up with other projects, when you think about it, it's hard to say where this Final Fantasy 9 Remake even is on the scale of being worked on already or is just an idea for right now. But going back a few months ago, in March when it was reported that Square Enix's older titles will be remade or remastered, Forever Entertainment, a company who did Panzer Dragoon Remake, was the company slated to be working with Square Enix to create and release multiple games from Square Enix Japan's IP. Now, I don't think they would be entrusted to do Final Fantasy 9 remakes themselves, because, after seeing what happened the last time Square Enix had someone else work on a popular game of theirs. But it's not entirely out of the question when you consider the scale or direction they plan to go in. And in talking about scale, when you look at it, only 48% of people that watch and love these videos are currently subscribed. Guys, we're almost above 50%, so hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you don't miss any more updates on all this crazy news, leaks, or Final Fantasy 7 Remake updates. We also started streaming on Twitch now too, so make sure you guys head over there and hit that follow button as we're almost at 600 followers. We're continuing to expand the channel and getting ready for that crazy giveaway of the sealed Final Fantasy VII original copy. One lucky Twitch subscriber or YouTube or Patreon member will have the chance to win that. So hit those links in the comments below to join and don't miss out on it. Good luck, everyone! With Final Fantasy VII Remake, they're trying to expand that universe, combine all the compilation stuff together in some way. And as they stated before, create the game and world that they always wanted to, but they could not because they were limited by technology at the time. Final Fantasy 8 and 9 both made massive strides in their technological capabilities. I think with Final Fantasy 9, keeping it simple can work out so well for its mechanics. I mean, not everything has to be action-style RPG. Persona and many other RPGs are doing just fine and are top-rated games with their turn-based interpretations of the battle style. Also, one more thing with regards to the developer who could be working on this. I know it's a bit of a stretch to even think about this, but the father of Final Fantasy himself, Hironobu Sakaguchi, you kind of wonder if they would bring him back in some way for this project, since he is the writer of Final Fantasy IX. His company, Mistwalker, has already stated that they're not interested in remaking any of their older games, and they want to continue to move forward with creating new things instead. With Fantasian pretty much done right now, I wonder if it's even a possibility where Square and Mistwalker could work together to bring this to life, which I think would be the best case scenario, but highly unlikely given both parties' statements on the matter. But one can only hope, right? And that wraps it up for this video, guys. What do you all think about this information and the follow-up that we received from Nvidia themselves? Of course, it's all rumors and have yet to have been confirmed officially. But the way that Nvidia's approach is on the whole thing has your boy kind of finding them a little sus, don't you think? I mean, specifically speculating correct names of secret titles and having already hard confirmed games coming to PC on the list with legendary RPGs fans would love to have remade. The whole thing just screams, alright, you got me, you got me. They could have really just not said anything publicly and just reached out to the developers affected. I think that would have played out much better for them. One can only think about how this will affect Nvidia going forward too. I mean, this is without a doubt the biggest gaming leak in history, and from such a reputable gaming company too. And you can only imagine how some of these devs will be reacting right about now, especially Nintendo, because as shocking as it may be, some Nintendo games did show up on the list as well. And we all know how wild Nintendo is about their plans being leaked. They actually kill projects just because of it. So, be sure to like the video if you enjoyed and subscribe if you are new. More Final Fantasy Remake news are coming your way and you won't want to miss them. My name is BltzZ and thanks for watching.